There are a ton of WWE Dream matches that will never happen. Dream matches such as Bret Hart vs Bryan Danielson and Shawn Michaels vs AJ Styles are unable to happen due to one of the wrestlers in the Dream being officially retired, and if that retirement is due to medical reasons, then the chances of them ever taking a bump again are next to impossible. However, after Stone Cold Steve Austin's surprise return to the ring in 2022, it's been shown that wrestlers we thought would never wrestle again potentially could, albeit in certain circumstances. Therefore, there are several dream matches that could still happen in WWE, and all it would take would be for both sides to agree to it and for WWE to implement the appropriate creative direction to bring the match alive. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 major WWE dream matches that can still actually happen. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 10, CM Punk vs Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, CM Punk's AEW run didn't live up to what Punk, AEW, nor the fans wanted. Following Punk's release from AEW, there have been rumors that he could potentially be looking towards a WWE return. It's common knowledge that Punk left WWE back in 2014 on the worst terms imaginable, so WWE allowing Punk back into the WWE family does seem like a stretch, but stranger things have happened. Punk was even backstage before a Raw show in 2023, and it was said that he made amends with names such as The Miz, which is a positive step. If Punk does indeed return to WWE, there are so many mega dream matches that fans would love to see Punk in. One of these is a showdown with the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Punk versus the Tribal Chief Prince Money, and would be creating a fascinating dynamic if WWE decides to utilize Paul Heyman in the middle, as even though he is the current advocate for Reigns, he had a long and decorated history with the straight-edge superstar. Number 9, Rhea Ripley vs Beth Phoenix. Even though WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix has been retired for a number of years, she's been prone to making sporadic appearances on WWE TV. These appearances have included matches, and almost all of these have received rave reviews, as Phoenix has shown the world that she has the ability to hang with the current roster. One of the matches that fans have been clamoring for is a Phoenix vs Rhea Ripley singles match. The two have wrestled in a mixed person tag match, but a full-blown single match is what fans have been pushing for. There seems to be no reason why it can't be done, and after the success of Trish Stratus' latest run, WWE should open the door to more iconic female wrestlers to work a program with the current roster. Number 8, Rey Mysterio vs Ricochet. Imagine two of the greatest high flyers of all time colliding in a singles match. Rey Mysterio vs Ricochet is a WrestleMania match waiting to happen, and the action we've seen from the two in the multi-man matches have been rather special. The two have never wrestled in a 1v1 match in WWE, and the likely reason for that is that both are cemented as top babyfaces, so WWE may want to avoid booking the match in case one of them gets booed. However, a heel turn for one of the duo is a possibility, or WWE could book a straightforward respect feud with both of them as babyfaces. Whatever WWE's approach to the dream match would be, it needs to happen before Mysterio hangs up his boots forever. Number 7, The Young Bucks vs the Usos. Several years ago, it seemed like an impossibility that AEW executives would leave AEW behind in favor of joining WWE. However, after Cody Rhodes made the jump in 2022, it seems like anything is possible. The Young Bucks vs the Usos has been a dream match for the past decade, and both teams have expressed interest in the match before, with the Bucks even stated that they wanted to break the record for the most super kicks in a matchup. Obviously, the match can only happen if both teams are under the same company, and judging by the state of the wrestling industry currently, it seems more likely that the Young Bucks would find themselves in WWE as opposed to Jimmy and Jey Uso becoming all elite. Number 6, CM Punk vs Seth Rollins. One of the dream opponents for CM Punk if he rejoins WWE has to be Seth Rollins. The feud writes itself, especially due to there being personal, real-life animosity between the two, and this is what Rollins had to say regarding Punk in an interview with Wrestling Inc. "Oh Philly Phil, stay away. Stay away, you cancer. Get away from me forever. Yeah, I don't like Phil, he's a jerk. Did we just figure that out? Everyone in the locker room is like, oh no, did he say that? Yeah, he's no jerk. We figured that out over there. We knew it over here. I don't want him back. Go do something else. Bye bye, see you later." This feud would be red hot, but would WWE be able to trust both Punk and Rollins to remain professional at all times? For Rollins it shouldn't be a problem, but for Punk we've seen during his AEW run that he's encountered problems with numerous talents, so he would be able to put any bad blood in the side in favor of creating pro wrestling magic. Number 5, the Hardy Boyz vs Edge and Christian vs the Dudley Boyz, the final encounter. One of the most memorable feuds of the Attitude Era saw the Hardy Boyz, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boyz all engaging classic after classic. It'd be unlikely, but perhaps seeing all 6 men compete together in one final match would be a certified dream match for fans who grew up in the Attitude Era. This would more than likely happen in AEW, as the Hardy Boyz, Edge and Christian are both under AEW contracts, and as for the Dastardly Dudleys, they appear to be free agents, whilst occasionally wrestling for Impact Wrestling. It wouldn't need to be a TLC match, as just a standard triangle tag team match would bring in the nostalgia and give one of the most epic feuds of all time one final moment in the spotlight. Number 4. Randy Orton vs Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes returned to WWE in 2022, one of the first feuds that fans wanted to see was a rivalry with Randy Orton. Rhodes and Orton's history speaks for itself, as the two were members of the Legacy faction, and even though the two have faced off before, Rhodes was a completely different wrestler during their initial rivalry. There's so much to the story for WWE to develop with a feud and subsequent match between the two, as some fans quite rightly label the matchup as a WrestleMania-worthy showdown. It looks like Orton will indeed be returning to WWE once his back is fully healed, so hopefully the feud and match that fans have been waiting years to see finally comes to fruition. Number 3. Gunther vs Brock Lesnar. Upon debuting on the main roster, fans instantly began to fantasy book a dream match between the ring general Gunther and Brock Lesnar. Due to their rather physical in-ring styles, fans believed that the two facing off would be an absolute war, and when fans realized that Gunther was going to be pushed to the moon on the main roster, it only elevated interest. Both men have expressed interest in the match, and this is a rarity for Lesnar, who's extremely private when it comes to his thoughts on pro wrestling, so it's clear that Lesnar is a fan of what Gunther is bringing to the table. The two had a memorable showdown at the 2023 Rumble match, and their face-off received one of the biggest ovations of the entire event, and many believe this to be WWE testing the waters to see how fans would react to a Gunther vs Lesnar program. It seems like a matter of when rather than if when it comes to Lesnar vs Gunther, and it's likely that a major event such as WrestleMania or SummerSlam will host the anticipated matchup. Number 2. Roman Reigns vs The Rock. Heading into WrestleMania 39 season, it seemed like a certainty that WWE were going to book a dream match between Reigns and The Rock. It was heavily reported that WWE were trying to lock down The Rock for a match, but ultimately they were unable to secure the great one, and WWE went with Plan B for the biggest show of the annual calendar. The Rock revealed that he's open to the idea of wrestling Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and it's likely now or never when it comes to that match, as The Rock is increasing in age and he's only free for a select number of dates a year due to his acting commitments. For WWE, the match offers a huge box office, and it'd be a total shocker if the match isn't one of the most financially successful matches in company history. And number 1, CM Punk vs Stone Cold Steve Austin. It came as a total surprise in 2022 when Austin came out of retirement. Austin had retired back in 2003 due to neck issues, and the chances of him wrestling again were slim, but miraculously, Austin was able to compete once more almost 2 decades later. Austin returned to the ring in an acclaimed main event matchup against Kevin Owens, and there were even rumors that Austin was willing to wrestle at WrestleMania 39, but nothing materialized. One of the dream matches that fans always liked to fantasy book Austin in was a match with CM Punk. Both characters are similar in the sense that they're anti-authoritative in nature, and seems common sense to pair the two in a featured match. Hopes for the dream match escalated back in 2012 when the two took part in a sit-down interview with Jim Ross to promote a WWE 2K video game. The segment was intense and arguably more compelling than anything on the WWE product at the time. If WWE secure a deal to bring Punk back and Austin would be willing to have another match, Punk vs Austin seems like a no-brainer, and it could create lasting memories that fans will never forget. But there you have it, folks, 10 major dream matches that could still happen in WWE. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.